All right, folks, this is John with BigBearBnb. I'm going to go over these remotes. They can get quite complicated, quite fast. There is a simple way to do everything, but it's not always going to be available. People sometimes tinker with these, and all it takes is a few wrong buttons to throw off the programming. So, unfortunately, that's not something that can be fixed quickly. So I'm going to show you how to manage it yourself if things are not working correctly. And right now they're not. So it's a good time to show you. First thing you want to do is you want to come in and open up these doors. When they're open, all the remotes can speak to all the sensors more clearly. So this is the master remote. This thing is the complicated one. It takes quite a bit of time to program, and everything has to be synced just right. If one thing gets turned or off, on or off independently, the whole thing just kind of falls apart. So the way this is supposed to work is you use this little scroll wheel, and all you have to do is go up to Watch TV like that and hit Watch TV. Bam. It should turn on this system and turn on the TV. While you're watching TV, if you want to switch to the projector, you would, you want to always wait for this green line to finish loading, because once that's done, you know it's ready. See, now it's ready. Let me turn this down. So this will also work with the volume. There we go. Let's say you wanted to switch to the projector while you're watching TV, right? Scroll down to projector, and then just hit watch projector. I'm not going to do it yet. So see, the projector is closed. You hit the button, watch projector. Bam. And now the projector should start opening. There we are. It's opening. Now again, you want to wait for this green line to be done loading. That means that everything should be working properly. Now, if it goes away and everything's not working properly, you know the code's messed up somehow. So, for example, right now, the Fire TV is not going to load properly, and I'll show you what to do in that situation. But first, let's go over what these remotes do. These are the projector screen. So you'll use one of these to put the screen down. Now, if this isn't working, sometimes it doesn't. So, see the pause button's not working. You can use this guy. It's the same thing. That'll work the projector motor. And if for some reason this isn't working, it just needs to be reset. So come down here, unplug it right here, wait for 30 seconds, plug it back in, it should start working. So now that this thing's going all the way down, you'll see that the Fire TV is not showing up. That's because something is out of sync. So to manually make the Fire TV go to the projector, come over here and you can hit this button. So you can't see it very well, but number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is the TV, number 2 is the projector. This thing also has a remote you can use, this little guy. So you would just hit number 2 right there, or you can hit number 2 on here. So let's try it. There we go, number 2. This thing should turn to the Amazon Fire TV. Let's turn the lights down a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. All right. So that's how that works. That's how you bypass and switch back and forth from the TV to the projector. Let's see here. So now what we'll want to do is, let's say we want to turn everything off. Again, easy. You just hit the off button. You hit the off button and it'll turn off on its own. You don't need to do anything else. Everything's off. That should be off. That should be off. And that just closed on its own. So let's try a few other steps. Let's go back to watch TV. So earlier when I was turning it off while I was watching TV, the sound would keep coming through the speakers, but the TV would turn off. So I'll show you what to do in that situation. All right, we got the TV back on. So let's turn it off, or I think it was with this. So let's turn it off with the Fire Stick, because people love to do that, right? Off. Turns the whole thing off, but I'm fairly certain we're still going to get sound. Yeah. So you can hear the sound. So everything's off, and you can hear the sound everywhere. To fix that, you would just need to turn off the receiver, which is this guy right here. You can use the off button. I just honestly wouldn't try. I would try not to touch this very much. I would just use the off button here. Bam. That turns everything off. Again, the safest way to do everything is through here. It makes everything as simple as possible. Feel free to use the Fire Stick remote, but don't use it to turn things on and off. It'll just it'll get you in a feedback loop that's not beneficial for anybody. So let's turn on the TV again. Sometimes you have to wait a minute after you turn it off to really mess with everything. So see, even just using that right there kind of messed up the system. So this is just a troubleshooting video showing you how to figure everything out. So at this point, if that's not working, you can go ahead and try to turn it on with this. It'll turn everything on. And then go back to using this next time you turn it off. It should do it much better than doing it that way. Let's go over these remotes real quick. So this is the Fire TV remote. It'll turn things on and off, but again, it'll mess it up. You can use it to go through Netflix and all that stuff. It won't hurt anything using it that way. It'll control the volume and all that jazz. This is TV only, so this will only do stuff on the TV. This one is projector only, so this will only do stuff on the projector. This is the receiver only, so this will only do things on the receiver. Really try your best to use these as little as possible unless absolutely necessary. If you hit these source buttons and start messing with things, it'll make it all even worse. And when we're not always going to be available to come fix it. These can take hours to fix sometimes. So really just try to, if at all possible, just use this. It just makes everything so much easier. I might come back and make another video if there's other problems. Actually, there is one more thing. So if you want to change the way the surround sound works, you can hit any of these 4 bottom colorful buttons right here, but I always hit the red one. So if you just hit it, you can see what happens. It'll change the way the surround system is set up. Okay, so if you want to make it sound like a stadium, rock arena, all that jazz. My personal favorite is the multi-channel stereo. You get a lot of good sound behind you and above you with that one. So that's what I usually leave it on for guests. If all else fails and we're not able to come troubleshoot things for you, you can always feel free to just use the smart TV's built-in apps. The Fire Stick is set up in a way to where it communicates with this, and this is sending out signals through here to play to either the TV or to the projector. It needs all this to work properly. quite complicated to set up. It's also got the sound system with it as well. And without it, you're not going to get the sound system and all the fun stuff. So you can use the smart apps on the TV. You'll still get the sound that way. But if this goes down, you're not going to really be able to play anything on the projector. The projector has to communicate with this in order to get surround sound. I'll try to think of any other questions I can answer, and I might make another video. Real quick to sum up, just use this button to switch back and forth if the remote's not working. And really try to only use this if you can, okay? That's the best way to keep you and your family happy while you're visiting, and keep us happy and not having to reprogram stuff. Okay? Hope you enjoy your stay. Bye.